Cavs fans, welcome back. Welcome back. It's going to be a good second half of the season, I have a feeling, but I'm here just going to give you my post All-Star break expectations and a couple of hopeful things that I hope happen going into the playoffs that I think will propel us to really compete for a championship. Because I don't know if we're at that top tier yet, but I think we have the potential to do it with this team. But start off with expectations and we'll go into hopefuls. But expectations, I think we have to hold the 2 seed. If we can hold the 2 seed, then we're automatically in the second best, I would say probably the best position to win a championship. As long as you're on the other side of Boston, that's all that really, really matters to me. Because if we can hold the 2 seed, that means we're either going to play, most likely it's going to be Milwaukee if in round 2, and then we get to play one of the play-in teams. Do I want to see Miami? Like, no, but kind of. Like, they're not good. The Pacers, I'm probably most worried about them just because of the pace, and it's going to be a grueling series. But the Magic, I would love to play them in round 1. I really, really would. I hope it works out that way. And then round 2, it's most likely going to be the Bucks, but you never know. Maybe the Joel Embiid comes back earlier than expected, and they make a push for the 3, or the Knicks get hot again and get to the 3. But most likely it's going to be the Bucks, and I think they're very, very beatable. The Cavs' biggest issues in the playoffs last season was physicality and rebounding. They've solved those kind of issues, and the Bucks and scoring on offense, quite frankly. The Bucks can't guard a pole. So how are you going to guard Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen, and all the other guys on the team? You won't be able to. So I think that the Bucks are probably our best second round matchup out of the top 4 teams, I would say. So I would like to play them. And then at that point, you never know. Maybe somehow either Philly or New York knocks off Boston, and you got a shot, and maybe we go to the finals. I don't know. But I definitely want to hold the 2 seed. Getting home court in the first 2 rounds is going to be huge for us, especially coming off what happened last year. I don't want to touch on it because it's that painful. But second expectation is I think our offensive rating has to go up. If our offensive rating can go up, that just means that the group is finally gelling. And if we get to see that starting lineup that we've seen with our normal starting 5 with Darius, Donovan, Max, Evan, and J.A., if those can all work and that propels our offensive rating to go up and we continue to close games the way we have once now that the guys are probably off their minutes restrictions. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know in the comments if they are or not. But if we can get that offensive rating up to, I would say, 10th, if we can be top 10 in offensive rating and still hold the number 2 defense in the NBA, I'll take that all day. And I think having top 10 in both is crucial. So I think if we can get there, that'd be clutch. But I know we're very, very close to top 10 since December 15th, which is like, if you ever watch any Cavs videos, that's like the date since all the injuries and now that they're back. But December 15th is from onward, I believe 12th. I'll double check, but I believe we're 12th. If we can get that into the 10s, I would love that. And I think that's how we kind of got to continue to develop here because we're working the guys back in. Adding Darius and Evan should increase our offensive rating. It should. So let's get that going. Evan and Jay have played fine next to each other. I'm not worried about that. I know a lot of Cavs fans are worried and say, like they're listening to Windy say it just doesn't work. Evan's developing this 3-point shot, and it's looked unbelievable. I hope it continues, but that's an unreal expectation. He's shooting like over 50%. If he can be respected out there and they have to like come out a little bit and like jump up a little bit, close out, it's opened so much for this offense, and allowing Jay to be the middleman and make plays and reads off of that, it's going to be huge. But yeah, so if the offense can continue to rise, this team is only going to get better. So let's get into that.
Whoa, slow down, gang. If you're liking this content here, I really appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. It takes 0 seconds. I make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to all the creators I like watching because I know it makes a huge difference for them, just like it makes for us. Stick with us. TOT Faithful, we love you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out more videos.
And win 3 out of 4 games of these 2 stretches. I'll read through them right now. At the start of March, let me pull it up. All right, so I want to get the dates. So Sunday, March 3rd, we played the Knicks at home on ESPN. Tuesday, we played home versus Celtics. Wednesday, we play at Hawks. I think one of those is going to be pretty much a loss. I would hope it's the Celtics game because you don't want the Knicks, 1, because fuck the Knicks, 2, to gain a game on you coming into the seeding because they might be making a push for the 2 as well. So we don't want to see them. We want to win that game. And then at Hawks, that's just a scheduling loss. You just played a grueling game against Boston, then you have to travel to Atlanta. It's a tough little stretch there, but if you can win, and then after that on Friday you play the T-Wolves, you need to win 3 out of 4 of those games. The only one that's on the road is the Hawks, and it is a tough schedule, but you got to win 3 out of 4. I think if you can do that, those are some of your tougher opponents. One, it puts you on notice for everyone else because I know Cavs fans, some still have a little bit of doubt, some are very, very high. This will give you a real test of what this team really is. And the second stretch is basically going into the playoffs. We have a 5-game road trip that starts at Denver, and then we go at Utah, at Suns, at Lakers, at Clippers. I want to win 3-4 of those games. Road trips are always wonky, so if we can continue to go and keep up this winning, 18-2 in 20 games is ridiculous, so I'm not expecting that. But if we can stay at 65% win percentage, I would love that. So if we can get 3-4 wins in that stretch and 3-4 wins in the other stretch, I think this team is no doubt going to be the 2 seed. So if we can do those 2 things, that's going to be clutch. But let's get into the hopefuls. Not as much explanation on these. First one is DG gets his average scoring up to 21 with 6+ field goal attempts. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I think DG's having one of his rougher seasons. I think it'll come to correct itself. But right now he's shooting give me 1 second. He's shooting 33% from 3. Not good enough. 1 out of every 3 is not good enough, especially with the new spacing and volume that we're shooting threes with. Only 35% of his shot attempts are field goals. I'd like to see that at 40. I'd like a 60-40 split. So if he can get up to 7 a game, I think that should correct itself. And also the percentage 33, he's way better of a shooter than that. So if he can get that percentage up, like if he gets the volume up, the percentage is obviously going to rise. So I think if he can get back to averaging 20+, that's really the goal. 21 is just an obscure number that I thought would be good. So if we can get back to that kind of scoring output, I don't really care about the assists because we're doing it by committee now. If we can get his scoring while maintaining his field goal percentage around 50% and getting the 3-point back up at a good volume, that's all I care about for DG. So let's get that going. Next thing, Evan Mobley becomes a reliable post option. I think in the last few weeks, we've seen him before the All-Star break become just look like a totally different player, quite frankly, and in a good way. He's spacing the floor. He's being able to post up and win his one-on-one post-up matchups for the most part. If he can consistently be reliable in that opens massive doors because we're going to play bigger than majority of teams out there. So when JA and Evan are on the floor together, he's going to have a smaller guy. And if he can reliably score and consistent score at 65% on these post-ups, I'll take that all day. It just gives a different element to where if he starts cooking, that pass out to a wide open 3 swing is wide open. And right now the guys are shooting the shit out of the ball. So I'll take that all day. If he can become a reliable post option, it just opens so many things. So if DG and Ev can get back to where I feel as though they can go, his team's going to be, quite frankly, unstoppable. And last one, just for Isaac and Max to continue their hot shooting. Max's percentage isn't great, but he's hitting them in spurts, which all great shooters do. And the gravity that he's holding and the shots that he's taking makes sense that he's around 35%. I'd like to get it up a little bit. He had a good game right before the All-Star break. So if he can continue that post All-Star break, and Isaac is near 40% shooting for the year, he has become an unbelievable 3-and-D wing. So if he can continue doing that, I mean, this team, that's a 7, just the top 7 guys can all defend, and minus, I would say, DG, but he can in spurts, but all defend at a really, really good level and can also all shoot it besides JA. And Evan, I guess you could say is questionable, but the spacing, the defense, it's just all going to work out. Like those are your 7 core guys, and you'll get spurt minutes from Merrill or Niang or Dean. But those are the guys that you want shooting the rock and playing. So if we can get those things, I think this team might even honestly have a chance for the 1 seed if Boston starts to slack off. I don't think that's that's possible, but those are my hopefuls and expectations going forward. Let me know yours in the comments. I know you guys like to have a little discussion down there, so let me know what you guys think. I'm excited. Cavs basketball's back in 3 days. I'm pumped. I'll see you guys soon. Like, comment, subscribe.